Hey, before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe. You won't want to miss this story. I remember the night it all started, though I wish I could erase it from my memory. The city lights spilled through our apartment windows, casting long shadows on the hardwood floor, and I was laughing at something silly my best friend Alex had texted me. My husband, Daniel, leaned against the doorway, arms crossed, that familiar tightness in his jaw. "You've been texting him all night," he said, voice low, almost brittle. I waved him off. "It's nothing, babe, just Alex being his usual annoying self." But I could feel him watching me, really watching. He always had this way of noticing things I didn't. Small shifts in tone, the way I smiled at certain messages. Daniel was protective, sure, but this felt different. A flicker of something sharper. A warning, maybe. I tried to brush it off, pouring a glass of wine for myself, pretending to focus on the clink of the glass. Alex's text lit up my phone. "You're impossible. Meet me at our spot tomorrow?" I chuckled, typing back quickly. Daniel's eyes flickered with something I didn't recognize. Jealousy? Hurt? Or something worse? We had been married for 5 years, and I always thought trust was our foundation. Daniel wasn't the kind to overreact. But lately, there were moments, little ones, that made me pause. The way he'd ask who I was talking to, or why I laughed at certain messages. Small things that I waved off as quirks. That night, though, I noticed a change. A line being drawn, though I didn't understand where exactly it would end. I laughed, trying to defuse the tension. "You're acting like I'm cheating on you." Daniel's silence answered more than words ever could. And I realized then, as I felt a chill crawl up my spine, that maybe I had underestimated him and what he was capable of. I went to bed pretending nothing was wrong, but my phone buzzed with Alex's next message. And that's when everything started unraveling. The next morning, I woke to the sound of my phone buzzing again. "Alex, can't wait to see you later. Don't let him ruin it." I froze. The words felt heavy, almost dangerous in their casualness. Daniel was already up, the smell of coffee drifting from the kitchen. He didn't look at me, just carried on, humming softly. But I knew the storm brewing in his mind. "Busy today?" I asked, testing the waters. He looked at me, calm but cold. "Not really. You?" I fumbled for an answer, suddenly self-conscious. Was it his eyes, his quiet tone, or the way he'd started leaving his phone out on the counter, always unlocked, as if daring me to look? I didn't want to admit the truth, even to myself. But when I saw the small notification on his phone, a message from Alex, just one, "You're crossing a line," something shifted. My stomach dropped. The line Daniel had drawn wasn't in my imagination. It was real, and I'd been blind to it. Later that evening, I went to meet Alex, just to talk, just to laugh like always. But Daniel's car was parked across the street. My heart skipped, panic rising. I ducked behind a corner, watching him step out, phone in hand, his eyes scanning the street. He caught me before I could retreat. "We need to talk," he said, voice steady but unyielding. I tried to joke, to brush it off. "About what?" "It's just Alex." "No," he cut me off. "About us. About the trust you've been testing." And then he did something I never expected. He handed me a folder. Inside were screenshots, texts, and messages I'd sent Alex. Some innocent, some that made my heart race with guilt. My mind raced. Did he follow me? How long had he been collecting this? "I gave you every chance to see the line," Daniel said softly. "Now it's my turn to protect us. To protect me." I felt a cold weight settle in my chest. I had thought I was in control, laughing at harmless messages, brushing off Daniel's warnings. But I hadn't seen it coming. Not this. And in that moment, as I looked at the evidence in his hands, I realized our marriage wasn't just on the line. Something inside me had already cracked. I stared at Daniel, the folder trembling in my hands. I didn't think. My voice faltered. "You didn't think?" he echoed, stepping closer, eyes hard but hurt. "You didn't think about us, about me, about what this marriage means." I wanted to reach for him, to explain, but the words caught in my throat. Every laugh I'd share with Alex, Every late-night text, every small secret smile now felt like a betrayal. And Daniel, he wasn't yelling, wasn't accusing. He was just standing there, calm, carrying the weight of every unspoken emotion between us. "I trusted you," he whispered, almost breaking. "I let you have your friendships. I let you be yourself. But I never asked for this." Tears burned my eyes. "It was never meant to hurt you. I didn't know it would." Daniel shook his head. "It's not just about what you did. It's about respect. It's about understanding boundaries. Mine, yours, ours. You brushed off my feelings, GM. And now we're here." I looked down at the folder again. The evidence, the proof that I had ignored his warnings, stared back at me. And I understood. He wasn't trying to punish me. He was trying to show me the line I had ignored until it became a chasm. We didn't speak for a long time. The silence was heavy, almost suffocating. Then he finally said, softly but firmly, "I love you, but love isn't enough if trust is broken." I nodded, realizing the truth I had been avoiding. Sometimes, love alone can't repair the cracks caused by carelessness. By ignoring the tension, by thinking my freedom came without consequences, I brought us to the edge. We didn't resolve everything that night, but something shifted, an awareness, a reckoning. A choice lay before us. Rebuild with boundaries and honesty, or let the line Daniel drew become permanent. As he left the room to give me space, I felt the weight of my mistakes and the sting of a lesson I'd never forget. The line had been drawn, and I knew I had to either step back or step forward, honestly, fully, and without excuses. If you've ever faced a line you didn't see coming, share your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe. Sometimes, learning the hard way is the only way we grow.